right, thank you. We'll have other members of the committee come up in a bit. Tomorrow, Senator Durbin has decided to take up legislation that I think is fundamentally constitutionally flawed, should make every American afraid. And what am I talking about? Two things can be true at the same time. Liberal Democrats have been trying to destroy the Roberts Court for quite a while now because they don't like the outcome of certain decisions. And their words, not mine. And now we have high-profile cases of justices taking a trip, taking trips. Two things can be true. The court probably needs to address that issue. I think they do. I believe they will. And Congress needs to stay out of the court's business. The Supreme Court was founded by the Constitution of the United States. It was created by the Constitution as a separate branch of government. All lower courts are statutory creatures. And one thing that we're going to do tomorrow as Republicans is stand up for the Constitution's separation of powers when it comes to the operation of the Supreme Court. This is what Schumer started, went over in front of the Supreme Court and basically threatened by name members of the Supreme Court. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions. You have released the whirlwind and you will pay the price. This is the majority leader of the United States Senate going to the steps of the Supreme Court, threatening their very existence. You ain't seen nothing yet. To hell with the Supreme Court. We will defy them. Maxine Waters, a senior member of the House. As we lecture Israel about their efforts to impose judicial reform, we'll leave it up to Israel to figure that out. Democrats are pounding on the Netanyahu government for destroying an independent judiciary. Here's what's happening in our own backyard. Democrats are openly calling for increasing the number of justices from 9 to 13 to dilute the Supreme Court majority that all of us have worked for 20-something years. That's destroying the independence of the judiciary. There's not a worse idea on the planet than have politicians change the number of Supreme Court justices when they don't like decisions. That's the end of the judiciary as we know it, and they're openly talking about doing that. The New Republic, I don't get it, I don't read it, but other people do. The Democrats need to destroy Clarence Thomas's reputation. What's going to happen tomorrow is fulfilling these ideas. Again, the Supreme Court needs to get their house in the order, and I hope they will. But tomorrow they're going to try to create a law, Senator Durbin and his colleagues, that would, through congressional statute, determine the issue of recusal of a Supreme Court justice. They're going to create a complaint commission that would allow complaints against the court to be adjudicated by lower court members, judges. In other words, they're going to allow lower court judges to tell the Supreme Court how to operate when it comes to a complaint against the court. That's a complete assault on the court as we know it. So tomorrow will be one hell of a fight. This needs to end. The effort by the left to destroy the court in the eyes of the public is one of the most dangerous things I've seen since I've been here. So the committee, of which I am the ranking member, has shown a willingness to work with Senator Durbin and others. We passed legislation protecting children from online sexual predators and on, 27-0. I voted for judges. People behind me have voted for judges. We're going to draw a line in the sand. Tomorrow, Republicans are going to come to this committee, and we're going to protect the constitutional separation of powers when it comes to the Supreme Court. We're going to fight back this effort. We're going to offer amendments. And to the American people, you need to pay attention to what's going on up here. If this bill ever passed, the Supreme Court would be destroyed as we know it. Senator Grassley.